Racing takes place at Hollywoodbets Scottsville in the capital Pietermaritzburg, Sunday the 9th of March 2025. We have 9 races carded. The very first race is off at 12:05. It's over 1,200 meters and racing for a stake of 135,000 Rand, and no scratchings or jockey changes in race 1 at the time of recording. Please check all of that before structuring your final bets. Dee's Dynant is in studio with me. We'll talk to him in a moment. But let's get straight to the jugular and go and listen to what Matthew de Kock had to say about his runner in the first.
Yes, Raheel, he's a nice horse. He does show us a fair bit at home. Obviously, first time at the racecourse, they're always going to be green and inexperienced. And with the rain, we probably have been lacking that one good trial gallop. So he's going to the racecourse with a lot of improvement to make, but been showing us good ability and is a good each-way chance.
Those are positive comments. Good each-way chance. And Dees, when I visited Hollywoodbets Life After Racing, these set of young 2-year-olds were being dispatched into the relative trainers' stables, and I happened to have a good look at Got to Go Eddie. Very, very smart looking horse. Now, if you take what the horse looks like, smart looking, you look at the pedigree, outstanding, and you hear those comments, I think we've got to be seriously respectful of number 8, Got to Go Eddie's chances.
I think you're right, and welcome to all the racing fans out there. Looking forward to this meeting at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. Yeah, for those that don't know, Life After Racing is at Ashburton, which used to be the training center before, but now taken over by Hollywoodbets, that is. And it's a wonderful setup that they have there. And coming back to this horse, Matthew says there's lots more to come, but he gives him an each-way chance, so one has to respect that. The betting has them like this, Warren. Number 1 at 7-2, that's Blackjack Randall. Horse number 2, Like Fire, at 8-1. Number 2, George's Magic, at 33-10. Horse number 6 is War of Dynamite at 5-1, and 8, Gotta Go Eddie. The comment that we just heard from Matthew de Kock is trading at 5-2, and number 9, Fortress of Fire, Michael Roberts' runner, at 7-1. So we got the comment from Matthew de Kock about number 8, Gotta Go Eddie. We'll watch him in the ring on Sunday. But of the race runners, I don't think there'll much that will separate numbers 1, 2, and 3 on the form line behind Hold the Key. Of course, Treaty of Paris coming out to win from that form line next time out at a very generous price. So, of those 3 runners, if I had to pick one, number 3, George's Magic from the Doug Campbell stable. Really like that last start. And Doug Campbell assures me that the horse is well, and he's expecting a strong each-way chance from that individual. But I don't think there'll be much to choose between 1, 2, and 3. It's not part of the exotics, Warren, this race with 9 races on the go. So I think, punters, if they want to go for a punt on the head, it's their decision. But I would rather go for, like trifectas, quartets, exactas, that type of bet, and try and play around your numbers that you like. But of the race runners, 1, 2, and 3, I'll be leaning towards number 3, George's Magic. And I'm very interested to see how this horse walks into the parade ring. Number 8, Gotta Go Eddie.
Yep, you're working on Sunday. You certainly will be having a good look at Gotta Go Eddie. And if he doesn't take your breath away, then I'm not sure what will. So there we go. That's the first race. 1, Blackjack Randall is probably my narrow first choice. I think he'll appreciate the step up to 1,200. And those are Deez's numbers. That's what I like. But this horse, Gotta Go Eddie, could be well above average.
Well, race number 2 will kick off the exotics. It will be the start of the bipod, and it will begin at 12:40, 20-1. It's over 1,200 meters, and this is a B stakes. Bringing up the field after we have a look at or listen to these interviews, and we got Matthew de Kock representing Mike and Matthew de Kock, and of course Garrett van Zyl.
Yeah, it was a little bit sharp for him last time out, the 1,000-meter trip. He'll prefer the 1,200 this time out, and expecting improvement from him. He's most effective, I think, down the straight at Scottsville, 1,200. So expecting improvement from him. He's doing nicely.
Yes, he is in on Friday night. So if he takes his place on Sunday, then he's a nice horse. He's been showing us good work at home, but also one with room for improvement.
Yes, yeah, she really did. Caught us a little bit by surprise. It was such a good effort, and Kabila thought if he knew it better, could have even gone closer. So yeah, on the merits of that run, hoping that she's right there in the finish again. She's a filly that we got to nurse back home, and you can't take it for granted that you're going to get 2 runs, 2 of her best efforts consecutively, but we're certainly trying for that, and yeah, must be a big runner.
Yeah, he's doing well. We're still learning about him, so the run's going to help us learn about him as well. But his work's been good, and every week that goes by in Durban, he seems to be getting better and better.
Okay, that's race number 2, and the betting has them like this as we bring up the field. Warren, number 1, which is Rainbow Reward, first run for Kumaran Naidu, that's trading at 28-10. Then we move along to horse number 3, Quandary, at 8-1. There's money, anti-post, Hollywoodbets for number 4, Soho Star, opened up at 11-2, now 9-2. Number 5, Icy Blast, did run on Friday night and is a doubtful starter. I say doubtful, keep an eye on scratchings at the time of recording, not scratched as yet, trading at 11-2. Number 6, the 5-year-old mare Convocation, 9-2. 7, License to Thrill at 4-1. And 8, Mojo Man, first run for the stable of Mike and Matthew de Kock, that's trading at 7-1. I think everything points to Kumaran Naidu's runner here, Warren, called Rainbow Reward, first run for the stable. But a big positive is that Gavin Arena is in town to ride this horse. He knows the horse exceptionally well, having partnered him in Gauteng and won on him. So that last start, I thought, was an excellent effort considering the company that the horse raced against. We all know Great Tricks, who's since gone on to run in features, I think winning the Green Knight State, second in the Guineas, fourth in the Horse Chestnut. And for me, that's good enough form to be competitive, if not needing the outing. I don't know how long the horse has been in town, how the horse has settled in, but purely on the Gauteng form line, I think is the right horse in the race. So I'm going to tip them 1 to beat horse number 6, Convocation. Really liked her last start. 7 is going to get my vote. License to Thrill is in excellent form. And then horse number 4, the money horse. But everything points to number 1. Rainbow Reward.
Yep, he is a lovely horse, and he, as you say, makes his debut. If he doesn't, for the stable, if he doesn't just need this 1 run to tighten up, that's the only question mark. But his ability, etc., everything else could pull him through, and he could certainly make a winning debut for his new trainer. So Rainbow Reward, absolutely yes. 7, License to Thrill, though, is probably going to be my first choice. His course and distance statistics are outstanding.
Really come well, Warren.
He's come good, this horse, License to Thrill. The stable have done a wonderful job. You would have seen that down in his form line. He was rested for about 15, 16 weeks. And ever since he's come back from that, he's just come back a different animal. So
all 4 wins, course and distance.
Yeah, absolutely. All 4 wins, course and distance. So License to Thrill. But the betting, it's fairly wide open. 7-2, I think, at time of recording is quite generous about License to Thrill. And then Soho Star. Brevin Plikes knows each and every stride of Soho Star. His last 2 wins, Soho Star, have been under the urgings of Brevin Plikes, so I really do like Soho Star. So competitive race, your number's 1, 6, 7, 4. I'm going to sort of go 7, 1, 7, 1, 4. Those will be my numbers, 7, 1, 4. So pretty similar for race number 2. But if Comnaidu's horse is on song and ready to rumble, it could be the one they all have to beat. The third race on the program is the start of the Place Accumulator, racing for 110,000 Rand. It's a maiden plate up the lane, 1,000 metres, Hollywoodbets Scottsville, and 10 runners will face the starter. Before we go any further, the team, after discussing the reruns and interviews during the week, we thought number 9, Gorgeous Bomb, would be the right one to show you. So here it is.
7 lengths to make up. Meanwhile, Gorgeous Bomb goes into the lead. The filly is still under the hands. In second is Cadavar, is trying to put on the pressure. Abaddon is starting to run on from behind, but Gorgeous Bomb still leads it from Cadavar. Abaddon is starting to close in, but Gorgeous Bomb's holding on. Abaddon's coming with a late thrust on the outside. They hit the line. I'm not going to split them. Very close. Abaddon and Gorgeous Bomb went over the line as one.
Yeah, that was a very pleasing first start from her. She did everything but win. She's doing very well at home and expecting a good run from her. Stan the Man has shown some nice work at home. I think he's going into this race probably needing it a bit. We haven't had the grass, so he may just need this run and experience.
Looking at that rerun, and Gorgeous Bomb, head carriage, geez, was a little awkward, but green. Expected to be, racing, like that. But my, she put up a good performance. She looked all over bar the shouting. But this horse, Abaddon, seems to be a very talented horse. Collared her on the line. She's deep in the red. I think if she's come on, we saw a horse of the Alison Wright stable on Friday night. The name escapes me, maybe you'll remember. Never really showed much on debut. Second run, huge improvement. Third run was last night and a winning run. It was number 13, I think. Saxon Dynasty.
Yeah.
And I think if this horse, Gorgeous Bomb, who nearly won on debut, puts up that natural improvement, I'd like to go as far as saying they might battle to beat her.
I think so. The market says it all, Warren. Number 2, One Arm Bandit is trading at 28 to 10. And then you got number 9, Gorgeous Bomb, at 5.5 to 10 at the time of recording. Just getting back to this horse, Gorgeous Bomb, after watching that rerun. It's unbelievable how the Mike Miller stable have brought that horse Abaddon back. I know he was rested for a long time, since 2023. He must have been off for nearly a year and a half. And he's come back and had back-to-back wins. And the way he turned it on there, he looks like an above-average horse. And for this filly to have put in such a good debut run, I think there's only serious improvement to come from her. Number 9, Gorgeous Bomb. So she does set the standard when it comes to the W, the big W in the race. Number 9, Gorgeous Bomb. But I just want to give, some thought to number 2, One Arm Bandit, because Paul Lafferty has always rated this horse on his work back home. And they thought that, he's looking for further, so they tried to stretch him at his penultimate starts, which he didn't see off. But last time out, when fitted with blinkers over 1,000 meters, hit the front, looked like he was going to win, and then ran out of puff. 1,000 meters, Muzieni up, the blinkers stay on. Looks like the obvious horse for exactas, Warren, if number 9, Gorgeous Bomb, doesn't put it together. So in the first leg of the place accumulator, I think the majority, if not all, will bank a number 9, Gorgeous Bomb. But if you're looking for the exacta horse, number 2, One Arm Bandit looks the obvious horse in the race, and the betting says it at 28 to 10.
So that's the exacta horse. I agree with you, One Arm Bandit, and I think Paul Lafferty is a little disappointed that this horse hasn't won yet, because he thinks the world of One Arm Bandit, and he's a good-looking horse, impeccably bred by Drakenstein Stud. So yes, he's going to win his race soon. Is One Armed Bandit. Then you talk about that as the exacta choice. Then you might also want to throw in horses like Little Cracker, Fantasy League, Galactic Lover for trifectas. But short and sweet, race 3, first leg of the place accumulator. I believe that if this was the first leg of the pick 6, we like Gorgeous Bomb, we would be bankering this filly in the pick 6 if it were the first leg. But we're all in. The odds-on favourite, Gorgeous Bomb.
Well, the race number 4 will kick off the pick 6, and it looks like a bet that you want to chase on a Sunday. It starts at 10 to 2. It's over 1,400 meters, and it's a maiden plate for fillies and mares. Before we have a look at the field, let's go to a rerun and interviews.
Put on the pressure, then behind that one, Zena Rose, coming to the 200, Rani Tarabai still in front. The main danger is Our Lady Fate, who's trying to close it in, and running on strongly on the outside is Zena Rose. Zena Rose is coming, so is Omazolo, 3 of them across the track. Zena Rose and Our Lady Fate, I think Our Lady Fate from Zena Rose. Rani Tarabai is behind that one. Running on was also Annie Song.
Yes, she did, and I don't think it was just a flash in the pan. She's needed a bit of time and experience, and putting her best foot forward better than those two first runs. So definitely expecting, I haven't studied the field, but definitely expecting her to give a similar type of an effort.
Okay, Garrett Van Zyl hoping that Rani Tarabi can confirm that run last time out behind Our Lady Fate. And if you look at that form behind Our Lady Fate, It was close up between number 2, Rani Tarabia, and number 4, Zena Rose, running third and second respectively. The betting has them like this, Warren. Number 2, Rani Tarabia at 3-1. Number 4, Zena Rose at 33-10. There is some money for number 8, Skipper O'Malley, from 9-2 into 4-1. Number 9, Roy's Grace at 7-1, and 11, Nautical Landing at 5-1. I like the look of Wendy Whitehead's runner here, Warren. Skipper O'Malley. I think keep an eye on Gavin Larena. He's got some really nice mounts on the day. This filly, when she finished off last time out over 1,200 meters, pencil her in as one to follow if they try over a bit further next time out. They're going 200 meters further. That form line has seen Green Light Queen come out to win, Price Goldie has come out to win, and Princess Goldie, should I say, has come out to win. And I'm just looking at the way Wendy has placed this filly, the fact that the dam won 6 times from 14 to 1,600 meters. She's just given her a bit of time to mature and strengthen up, now going over a distance that could suit her nicely. She's going to be my top choice, number 8, Skipper O'Malley. Second choice in the race will go to that replay that we just saw of Zena Rose. I don't think there'll be much to tune between 4 and 2. So for third, I'll tip number 2. And then my fourth choice is going to be horse number 11, Nautical Landing. She'll need a lot to go away from the draw because she enjoys racing forward, and she's going to have to be used up. And I see for the first time in her career, she will have blinkers on. So I'm going to go 8, 4, 2, and 11. But I like the look of 8, Skipper O'Malley, as my top choice.
D's, the first choice, there's no arguments.
Yes.
The placings were a little different,
Yes.
Quite similar, but there's one horse that you've left out that I'd like to include, and I want your opinion on, purely because our first choice is 8, Skipper O'Malley, who finished 6th, 3.90 to La Maddalena.
Yes.
Horse number 1, Jump the Green Light, was just 2 positions behind Skipper O'Malley. Gate 1 tries the extra distance. Debut performance was good behind Ammerfort. 5th to Jean d'Arc, who's proving to be a nice horse. And then that last run, as I say, on that La Maddalena form line, I don't think we can leave this horse out of the play. 1, Jump the Green Light. So I'm going 8, Skipper O'Malley, 1, Jump the Green Light, then 4, Zena Rose, and 2, Rani Tarabai. But as I said, our first choice is the same. Our place position numbers are similar, but I just think we need to add 1, Jump the Green Light.
So that 9-2 into 4-1 for 8, Skipper O'Malley, could shorten further, because I just feel, if I look at this field, and I know that Garrett Franzel will have a good line on La Maddalena as a line horse against his horse, but I think that this horse could actually shorten further. Gavin's mount, number 8, Skipper O'Malley.
Yeah.
9-2 into 4-1. There is some action there. There could be more action come race time.
There certainly could indeed. Absolutely. 8, Skipper O'Malley, beautifully bred filly, fire away out of a Captain Almere. So, yep, 8, Skipper O'Malley, probably not going to start 4-1, be much, much, much shorter. Those are our numbers. That's the fourth race, which is the first leg of the Pick 6. And as I suggested, whether I'm right or wrong, I just think that if we like Skipper O'Malley, Jump the Green Light was two positions behind, not too far off, could be the lurker for the quartets. The fifth race on the card is a Class 4, where the benchmark is 80, at 25 past 2, 1,400 metres, 120,000 is what we're going for, and it is the first leg of the jackpot. What have we got in our exciting package for you? This horse, Grado, who's lightly raced and certainly showing that he's on the up, is our rerun. And then, of course, Raheel Radkrishna spoke to Alison Wright, Gareth van Zyl, and Matthew de Kock. Enjoy.
Abaddon's trying to run on, and behind that one is Magma Magic as they come down to the last 300 metres, 200 metres though, and a 2 Blink, Gorgeous Guy, all the time starting to take off, and Abaddon's running a big race. Abaddon, and all the time over the last 100, Abaddon's getting up though, and Abaddon won it from all the time, maybe a Grado and Gorgeous Guy.
Yeah, he's doing well at home. You know, he very seldom gives a bad run, and feel he's probably the best of the three.
Yes, he's a horse that has scope. There is more to him than just being a one-time winner. It's just that he's a little bit aggressive. We've got to just try and restrain him and get him to use himself constructively and not just run himself flat. So he's listening, and certainly expecting him to be competitive and one to consider.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's well in himself, and hopefully he can bounce back to his best form. Yeah, well suited to the trip. Unfortunately, I think the draw is what may just get him this time.
Yeah, he was slightly disappointing last week, so we're backing him up real quick. He's a big, strong horse, so he'll handle that, and hopefully he can run a better race.
Okay, lovely interview package rerun there. And of course that horse Festival of Magic that Matthew de Kock's talking about at the time of recording is a reserve runner. So it's just great that they get comments, on the reserve runners as well, because there's a strong chance or a chance that they may get in. So at least there's a comment for that. But Festival of Magic is a reserve runner, and you've got the comment there, and certainly a horse that if he were to take his place would have a quartet chance. D's, I'm excited. I'm going to take 2 pick 6 perms, one where I go very light and one where I'm going to have to load up, because I think it's that kind of race. But I'm excited about Egrado. I'm excited about Gimme the Good Life. We spoke about Gotta Go Eddie being a good-looking horse in the first race. Well, just have a look at Gimme the Good Life in the 5th race. He too is a handsome individual, packed with quality and ability, I believe. I know he's only a one-time winner, but he's had a handful of starts, and I think he's going to run a huge race. For me, in my light pick 6, 12 Egrado, 9 Gimme the Good Life, but we could sit and talk for 20 minutes about the others.
I've looked at this field closely, and whilst I understand there are horses that have tried and tested multiple winners in the race, this horse, number 12 Egrado, has grabbed my attention in a big way, having watched his post-maiden runs. Warren has won early in his career over 1,200 meters at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. His post-maiden runs, Guard Puller has kept him over 1,200 meters, and he's run well. Both those races, he's been finishing off his races well behind Soho Star and Abaddon, who I think is an above-average sort, having gone back-to-back wins after that lengthy layoff, as I mentioned earlier on today. Look at this horse's times over 1,200 meters, 22.6 in both those races post-maiden. The Dam got 1,400 meters. He's a half-brother to Acacia's Blossom that won 5 times 1,400s. Pakai Mali, a 5-time winner, got 1,400 meters. If this horse was drawn in the top 5, I would have made him a 5-star bet. Unfortunate, he's got a wide draw to overcome, but he does have a good turn of foot. So I'm going to suggest that if you are looking for a banker in the exotics, look towards this horse, number 12, Egrado. Personally, my entire day will hinge on this horse, Warren. I'm going to go confidently with him as my top choice, number 12, Egrado. For the minor positions, I'll be tipping number 7, Burning Man, as the exacta horse for 2nd. Horse number 9, Gimme the Good Life for 3rd. And horse number 6, Magma Magic for 4th. But you're going to have to take a chance when you structure these exotic bets. And my chance for the day is going to come up here in race number 5. I'm going to bank a number 12, Egrado. It is a suggestion. And as you mentioned, there's always different ways to structure your perms on the day. You can take different perms. So the valued racing fans out there, they can make a decision on what they want to do. But my suggestion is look closely at number 12, Egrado, if you're looking for a banker on the day.
I think he's been absolutely screaming out for the 1,400, and in time I'm sure he'll go 16, 18 and maybe even more. But that's it for the 5th race. We're not going to waste time and get into the entire field. 12 and 9 for me, bank at 12, Egrado for D's, but there are certainly many others. But this also Egrado, D's has stated his case. We both like him. And he certainly looks to be a quality horse in the making.
I'll be on to race number 6. It's a middle stakes over 1,400 meters for fillies and mares. And before we bring up the field, Race 6, 7, 8, and 9 will be jackpot 2. Now let's go to an interview package.
She doesn't. I think she's run one good run at Scottsville, Hollywoodbets Scottsville. She doesn't go very well there generally. Coming off a rest, I'll be surprised if she's competitive on Sunday. It's a run that should bring her on. Yes, definitely Raheel. She's lost her way a bit, but her work is good. Muzi got off last time and said goes 1600. We obviously go in the 1400 if she likes the trip. Obviously we tried it with her as an earlier horse and she was just racing a bit aggressively, but it seems she's learned to race better now. And if she likes the trip, definitely can be concerned in the finish.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a terrible draw, and hopefully she can have some luck in running and looking for a better run from her.
So race number 6, and as we bring up the field in jackpot 2, we'll have a look at some betting. Number 2, Warren Bevy's Delight, 4-1 into 33-10 anti-post. 3, Perella at 8-1. Then we got number 7, Magical View at 9-2. 9, Warrior Royale at 7-2. And it is double figures, the balance. Highly competitive race, this, Warren. But I've tried to narrow down my selections, which is going to be 2, 3, 9, and 12. My top 4 in the race. I'm just going to give you quick comments, Warren, before you could possibly take over from there. Number 2, Bevy's Delight, Peter Muscat's runner. Yeah, with Gavin Larena up, he knows the mare. She's 1 from 1 over the course and distance. The way she was finishing off last time out behind License to Thrill, who you like earlier on in the day. We'll watch License to Thrill. If he makes it 3 in a row, then this horse, Bevy's Delight, will just enhance your confidence. But the progress that she made last time out, I thought that was good. Over 1,200 meters. She now goes over 1,400 meters from a nice draw as well. So Gavin Larena will have all the confidence on where he wants the position turning to the straight. Perella, that last run, for me, that was the wrong race for her. In open company, over 1,200 meters. She's just a distance specialist. 5 wins over 1,400 meters. Rachel Vinegar has got to know her very well. Barring that last start, her form was faultless here in the province. Then horse number 9. It must have been a tough choice for Tristan Godden, with Mike Miller having 7, 9, and 10 in the race. But I'm of the opinion that he's on the right horse in the race. Number 9, Warrior Royal. And then horse number 12, Go Like Flow. I like the fact that she was given a chance last time out. I've watched most of her runs down in the Western Cape. She used to be a speedster, but they gave her a chance from a good draw last time out, and she was grabbing your attention over the final 200 meters or so. So I think whether they choose to let her stride or give her a chance from the widest draw of all, she'll run well now that she's having her 3rd run in the province. So I'm going to play around those numbers, 2, 3, 9, and 12, and also take a chance in jackpot 2 with those 4 runners.
The common denominator in your numbers and my numbers, or common denominators, I should say, are 2 Bevy's Delight and 9 Warrior Royale. The other 2 Miller horses, Magical View and Sovereign Grant, would have lively chances. I know that Magical View is returning from a rest, but she's a good filly. So the Millers certainly held a strong hand in the 6th race. So, yeah. You mentioned it was a tough choice. Surely it was a tough choice for Tristan because they've got 3 very good runners, the Millers. So I've included their other 2 as well. And then number 4, Safe and Sound, is returning from 10 weeks off. The last time she was raced, it was in the Flamboyant, where she ran 7th, 5 lengths off Mary's Green Light. Maybe that was just a bit too much that she bit off, for her to chew before, at that point in time of her career. But back down in class, cozy draw. She's got ability, this filly, and she's at odds of around 13-1. I would include her in trifectas and quartets as well. So that's the only number to add to your numbers. The 4, the 7, and the 10. 4, 7, and 10 to add to that calculation. But definitely 2 Bevy's Delight is our joint first choice, and I think it will be another winner for Gavin Larena. Race 7 on the card is not the penultimate. There's races 7, 8 and 9, so a lovely full day of racing. It's an A stakes over 1,750 metres and 15:35, 25 to 4 is the carded off time. Lovely field of horses that are assembled. And before we go any further, let's go and listen in to the interview package and hear what Matthew de Kock and Gareth van Zyl had to say.
Yeah, he ran okay last start, over a distance a bit shorter than Sunday's distance, so we're expecting him to have made good improvement on that and be a bit closer.
Yes, he's a poly horse. Obviously, we don't have those options available to us at the moment, but similar to Zenekele, should need the run to bring him on, and hopefully, if luck has it our way, there'll be a race over his category and distance on the poly when it's back in action.
Yeah, he's been working well. He's in good form, right distance for him, and we're expecting a nice effort.
Thanks to those trainers for their respective comments. Dee's an interesting race. But I think before we go any further, you've got some valuable information from Byron Foster about this horse, the favourite, number 3, Cape Eagle, who's a 9-time winner, going for his 10th win. I say his favourite, 22 to 10 at time of recording, and then Miss Platina at around 28 to 10. What did Byron have to say?
Yeah, just bumped into Byron and, I had a chat about this horse in particular, Warren. Didn't get a chance to ask him about the other runners. We were just talking generally, and we spoke about this individual who's priced up at 22 to 10. The betting's like this: number 2, View of the World at 3 to 1, 3, Cape Eagle at 22 to 10, 6, Positive Attitude is at 9 to 2, 7, Officer in Command at 8 to 1, and Miss Platina, the filly, number 8, is at 28 to 10. Yeah, he says, he understands that his horse is the class package in the race, therefore, giving the entire field lots of weight. But he's battled to get a grass gallop in with the horse. Every time they think they're ready to put him on the turf at Summerfeld, and the weather doesn't play ball, so they haven't put him on the grass. So his concern was, he hasn't had a grass gallop, and the fact that he's giving weight to the entire field. So he may just be lack of match fitness. But he was quick to say that he is a class horse in the race. They have a plan for him for the remaining months of the season, because he's a talented horse. He's won, Warren, 9 times for the stable, 4 at the track. He's won twice over the course. In fact, his course and distance record of a 17.50, 3 starts, 2 wins and a second is absolutely faultless. So he's no doubt the right horse in the race, but he doesn't top the best weighted column. It's actually topped by Miss Platina, who ran an absolute blinder last time out in that Umtamboti Stakes. Considering that she was the only filly in the race and the way she performed at any price behind Salukwe, I thought that was a great run. In fact, I'm going to say that was a run of a career to date. And she's done well at this track as well. And she's getting chunks of weight from number 3, Cape Eagle, 10 kgs, and she's top of the best weighted column. So I respect her. Number 8, Miss Platina, who I'm going to tip second. I'm actually going to tip Cape Eagle to win. I'm hoping the cream would rise to the top here. 8, Miss Platina for second. Third, I'll go with Positive Attitude. And for fourth, Paul Lafferty's runner, number 2, View of the World, who I think is an exciting colt. And last time out, I personally think he was a bit unlucky from where he came to run a good second. Take nothing away from Darryl Moore's runner, JP's Palace. He looks like a nice horse, but this horse has just got 49.5 kgs on his back, the young 3-year-old. So, whilst I respect, Byron, he knows his horses, about his concerns, etc., about number 3, Cape Eagle. I'm hoping he can win 3, 8, 6, and 2. But there's 2 ways that you're going to have to play here. I like Agrado early on today, so maybe 1 pick 6, banker Agrado, banker Cape Eagle, and the other just try and cover in this leg.
Yeah, it's about the final decision that each and every punter is going to make. That's good feedback from Byron. View of the World, if my maths is correct, is going to carry 49.5 kilograms. Brevin Plykes knows him well. Solid form, solid colt, stables in form. And then you mentioned Miss Platina, run of her career, overall form is good. Teeny Prince, who's made no secret that she's a good filly, he's always liked her, and how nice it would be for Mr. Zane Kirsten. officer in command will carry 47. So there's lightweights around. But your numbers 3, 8, 6, 2. I've just gone the 3 horses. 2 View of the World, 3 Cape Eagle, 8 Miss Platina. You're going to make Cape Eagle your first choice. Yeah, he should win. He really, really should win. But after listening to those comments of Byron, who, as he said, wouldn't be shocked to see him win, I might just lean on number 2 View of the World and number 8 Miss Platina. But after all is said and done, 2, 3 and 8, maybe some boxed exactors could be the way to go.
We're on to race number 8. It's a class 4 over 1,600 meters. It's the last double at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, races 8 and 9, and it'll take place at 16:10. Before we have a look at the field, we got a package of interviews.
Yeah, we were hoping to have it at Greyville. This race was moved from Greyville to Scottsville, but she's fit and well and expecting a nice run from her.
Yeah, she works nicely. And it was a decent effort. So on what we see back home, she can be one to consider. As I say, all systems go from our side with her. She's doing well back home. Can't give full confidence, but definitely no surprise to see her being competitive. Yeah, she's honest and versatile. Coming off a little rest, she was a little bit ring rusty, and she's taken a bit to get her back to where she was before we gave her a little break. With the interruptions that we've had due to the rain, it's hard to get into a horse like this like you'd want to for her run after that little spell. So hoping we've done enough. She is really honest, and as I say, we're hoping more than confidence, but she's surprised me on more than one occasion whereby she's run on heart and been effective.
Yeah, she's in good form. She sprinted up really well this morning. Like you said, she's got a bad barrier, so she's going to need a bit of luck, but with some luck in running, then she should be competitive.
Race number 8, and we are now having a look at the field. So let's have a look at the betting. Number 1, Sonata Samaritan, Warren from 12-1 into 8-1. Then we go along to number 3, Miss Pageant at 7-1. Number 4, Forward Motion, Paul Lafferty's runner is at 9-2. 8, Pour Some Sugar at Me is at 8-1. And the horse number 12, Jean Dark, is at 7-2. There is one more runner in single figures, and that's number 12, Sparkling Jubilee, at 7-1. Yeah, I'm going to try and narrow things down here, Warren. It's a highly competitive race. I think you'll do well to try and get through with the minimum spend. I think you'll be an absolute winner if you survive in any of the exotics playing narrow. My top choice is between numbers 4 and 12. I can't split them. I think number 4, Forward Motion, from an informed stable of Paul Lafferty. She looks like a filly that is not going to retire, one-time winner on what I've seen post-maiden, especially her last start. That horse, 2Gs, was coming from Cape Town with some good form lines. She ran a good race. I think Muzieni learned a lot from that run over 1,400 meters on the way she was positioned and how she was finishing off her race. 1,600 meters she's going to love. Not that she hasn't been tried over further. She's actually been tried up to 1,900 meters. But Muzi has partnered her for 3 times. For just the placing which came last time out, I think she's a serious contender for top honors there. Number 4, Forward Motion. And then Jean Dark, Stuart Ferry's runner. Compliments to Stuart. When I interviewed him on Friday night, he said he's got around 30 horses, so he has to pick his spots with these runners, and he seems to, getting it right each time he picks races for these horses. And I think this horse, now going over further, the Dam won over 1,600 meters. She's a half sister to Aspect. Aspect is a 6-time winner up to a mile, so she should appreciate the extra distance. Her form line of her last start, Ronnie of Jansi, Chelsea Flower winning, and all Seanville has to do is overcome a wide draw. So I'm going to go 1, 4 to be 12, and then if I had to pick a third choice, I'm going to go with Alphabetti. Hasn't won for some time, and the rating drop is there. that last start wasn't the worst at Hollywoodbets Greyville with Calabello Matsanyana behind Ice Rain. So numbers 4 and 12 for the place accumulator, 4 and 12 for, that first position in trifectas and quartets. And if you're looking for cover, maybe number 10. But I'm going to take a big bold chance here, Warren, trying to minimize the spend of the exotics for the day with numbers 4 and 12.
Forward motion, 12 Jean d'Arc and maybe 10 Alpha Betty. No arguments, just one more I want to add to the party. Horse that's got a draw strike this time. Horse number 1, Sonata Samaritan. Last time at Greyville, Hollywoodbets Greyville over 1800 was drawn 10 of 12. Finished 4th, 5 lengths behind a very decent individual in Mocha Blend, who seems to be on the up. Now gets draw 1, huge draw strike. She's currently rated an 81. I believe she's going to end up way better than an 81. She races for Classic Racing and all their partners. 57.5, Sepasichla Schlengwer knows her every stride. And she's currently trading at around 8-1. In actual fact, as Dee's mentioned, she opened up around 13, 14-1, and there was a little nibble into 8-1. So that is the only one, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm going to ask you to add to Dee's numbers. 4, 12, 10, Dee says. So now we're going to read it as 4, 12, 10, 1. The time now for Dees and I to go through the 9th and final race for you. It's over 1,000 meters at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. The Hollywoodbets Bright Future C Stakes, 110,000 Rand, 4:45 is the carded off time. And Hollywoodbets Bright Future, as I say, as some put their sunglasses on because of the bright future, it certainly is exciting times ahead. Dees, let's go and listen to what Gareth van Zyl has to say about his runners.
Yeah, if I could have picked, it would have been a 1,200 meter race. But having said that, he's not as fit as what he might need to be at his best over his preferred 1,200 meter trip. So maybe a nice starting point for him coming off a rest. Perhaps also being a bit forgiving, it might just also play into his favour. Having said that, he will come on with the run. He's not at his peak fitness, but I would think fit's enough to be concerned, and no surprise to see him right there in the finish. He's a horse that's got more to offer.
Thanks very much to Gareth and to all the trainers and everybody that contributes towards making these shows the successes that they are. Okay, let's talk about horses. In fact, as has been the standard the way through the show, Dees, we just try and give the punter our basic selections, thoughts, because we can't have 2 hours of a show. So I'm going to go straight to the jugular. I've been listening to my colleagues and other racing analysts and tipsters about this horse B52. And I've never really been in his camp, but come Sunday, I'm in his camp, and I see that he's at around 14-1. I'm going to go as far as bankering him in the place accumulator. Am I brave enough to banker him in the pick 6? Well, if I'm going into the last leg, I want to try and give myself as many chances as possible. He carries 56 kilograms. He gets an apprentice that's on the up, 85 to a 75. He's 3 kilograms better off with Trafalgar Square on their last run. Peter Muskett's horses are clearly in a good space. Friday night, 2 runners, 2 winners. He beautifully, that horse Nelson Bay with Andrew Fortune was getting closer lengthwise and did the business last night. And this horse B52, I know it's 49 weeks since his last win, but he's been getting closer and closer. And for me, as I say, I haven't really been in his camp in the last couple of runs, but I think today's the day.
Now you're getting me excited because you've chosen a 14-1 shot, and I also like a horse in double figures. But the betting has them like this. Number 1, Visa's on Fire at 3-1. Then we got number 5, Good Living at 8-1. Number 6, Trafalgar Square is at 6-1. 7, Teriyaki at 8-1. 8, Future Flow at 2-1. Warren's top choice, number 9, B52 at 14-1. And then my top choice is going to be number 10, Warrior of Royalty at 12-1. Warren has stated his case with number 9, B52 at a big price of 14-1. My thoughts on number 10, Warrior of Royalty. Well, the first thing that grabs my attention is that whilst his last 2 runs won't excite you, have a look at the company he's been keeping. Average ratings, 91, 82, 85, and 91 last time out. The average rating here is a 77. Got the claim for, really like the confidence Mqadisi Mbuto's riding with. Good ride on Superfast on Friday night. The 4 kgs is a big bonus. If this horse comes back to that run behind Cat's Pajamas when running third, average rating of 91, I think it'll take a good horse to beat him. This is the race where I think he'll be very competitive. It's a smart move from Nathan Kotson to put the claimer on. And a horse that certainly has got his issues, having a look at layoffs that he's had in his career. But I'm of the opinion that he would have just possibly, been not himself at his last 2 runs. I'm hoping he can bounce back to his better form. 12-1 is the price. So Warren has given you a 14-1 shot in B52. I've selected a 12-1 shot in 10, Warrior of Royalty. It could be a nice quartet to catch. My numbers here are going to be 10, 8, 1, and then horse number 4. And I will include Warren's selection number 9, B52. So that's 5 runners out of the field of 10, which plays to my rule. Yes. 10, 8, 1, 4, and 9.
D's 10, 8, 1, 4, and 9. I've made a case for B52. You've made a beautiful case for Warrior of Royalty. Boxed exactors, that could be the way to go. And if they do arrive, we're not certainly saying that it's, these horses at long prices are good things, but they are first choice and we look for some value. So 9 B52 for me, 10 Warrior of Royalty for D's. Talking the last parting shot before we close up the show, mentioning this informed stable of Peter Muscat. He had 2 runners, 2 winners on Friday night. He's got 2 runners, D's, on Sunday. Bevy's Delight and B52.
What's those 2 from 2, both meetings?
Both meetings, I'm not sure, but maybe a little interest in that type of bet would be the call of the day. But that's a wrap from D's and I. Punt well, stay safe, and as always, we will see you in the number 1 box.